To Module 5, again one of my favourite subjects, web design. Now, being a web designer myself, I know what it takes to have a really sharp website that converts, and that's the most important thing. We want people to jump on our sites, get straight to our contact us and click that button, okay? So we want to make sure that our websites work for you. Right, what I want you to think about is having a pro website or having a DIY website. Currently, if you have your own DIY website, check where you've made it, okay? If you've made it on the likes of Wix and Squarespace, that kind of thing, that's fine, but they aren't as good or don't perform as well with your search engine optimization as WordPress does. So if you want to, I would recommend getting a professional website done, built on WordPress. You can get a lot more plugins, a lot more things involved in your website that will help you get the visibility that your website needs. Okay, have a look at your website right now. Are your images sharp? You know, this is one of the things I see time and time again on celebrant websites is the images aren't sharp, they're pixelated. Have a look at your images, make sure they're sharp, okay? Is your website generic? Do you feel like your website looks the same as everybody else's website? Yeah, if it does, you're not niching enough. You are not connecting enough with who you are and who your brand hero is. Your website should reflect you, it should be your own content, and it should represent you in terms of your colors that you're using, the typography that you're using. Just make sure everything that you've put into that is all about you. Is your typography legible? Sometimes, you know, now we like these handwritten scripts. They're very modern. They look great. They look fantastic, but a lot of them aren't actually legible. So check, you know, with somebody else, ask somebody else's opinion that they can actually read the words that you've got on your site. Does your site sell your services? Have you got enough on there about what you offer and why they should choose you? Remember, you need to get across that they need to choose you as their celebrant. So make sure you're putting information on there that inspires them to do that. Okay? Don't be completely generic with your content. Don't use the words that every other celebrant's using. And I would recommend not going on another celebrant's website and reading their content, because automatically you may start to go over to that type of content and use that type of content for your site. So reread through the content you've got on your own website first, reword some of it if you don't feel it currently reflects you and your brand, and then have a look at other people's websites to make sure, you know, that you've got the right amount of content and it's not, you know, it's not being too generic. Have a look outside as well of our industry. So look at wedding planners, you know, even look at other people like florists, and look at people outside of the wedding industry. Start to really have a look at what else is going on out there and how they're using the power of their website to promote their brand. Have a look at the current content they've got on there. Have a look at the content count. How much information do they have on there? As a rule of thumb, it's really good to have not as much information on your homepage, but directing people to the pages that you want them to see. So if they're coming onto your homepage and they know that you do funerals as well as weddings, keep your homepage quite generic in terms of the information you've got on there and direct these clients to their designated spot. So take a look outside of the industry as well. Don't just stick with the weddings. Now, there's a few things I want to say, a few tips I want to give you about your website design before I dive straight into showing you my screen and going through some examples. I'd recommend that you keep your website relatively short, so 5 to 7 pages. I'd also ensure that you've got around 300 words per web page. That's really good for your search engine optimization. Have striking images on there too. Have really powerful images. You know, make sure these images really do draw people in. Ask your friends and family if it draws them in and they would be interested in it. Use, you know, the resources that you have around you to make sure your website's really powerful. So use striking images. Ensure that you have pictures of yourself on your website. So often this is missed. And now we're talking about celebrants here. We are selling ourselves, right? Our visuals. So make sure you've got your picture on the website. And you're investing in your business now, so make sure that you invest in your own photography too. Get some professional pictures taken of yourself. Show your current clients that you mean business, you know, show your potential clients who you are and that you love your business enough to get these professional pictures taken. If you want, you can go into these groups, into these wedding supplier groups, for example, and you can start talking about styled shoots. Now, a styled shoot is when you're getting all different peoples within the same industry together to have some photographs taken for their own promotional materials. So you could go in there and say, I'm a wedding celebrant, I would love to do a styled shoot. Are there any photographers out there, any florists that would like to get together to take these pictures? These are fantastic for your website. Okay, ensure that your social media links are on your website. Very, very important. You want to be directing people over to your social media, especially getting increased followers that way, but also people like to see what you're up to on a day-to-day basis. Make sure it's very simple as a website and it's very authentic to you as well. Make sure everything you put on there is you. Don't try again and be anyone else. Make sure you've got contact information visible everywhere you look, so it's only one click to get in touch with you. Keep your menu very simple. And there are lots and lots of other ways. So I'm going to take you now through onto my screen and give you some examples of some really nice websites, some really sharp websites, some websites that completely are not performing. So you can then gauge an idea of the power of web design. Right, I'm going to go into website design now and the benefits of having a really good website. So obviously having a website is one of the most important things for you. If you don't have a website right now, do not worry. There are lots of other things that you can use instead of having a website. So make sure you've got a Facebook presence, make sure you are maybe on a directory site that you can direct people to. If you've got a web presence in some way or the other, that's a lot better than fretting and not starting your celebrant business due to not having a website, okay? Take action no matter where you are in your business. So I want to draw your attention to one of the first celebrant websites I designed or looked at. And this was for Mr. and Mrs. Smith celebrants, who are a fantastic couple that offer funeral and wedding celebrancy in Hastings in the UK. As you can see, they have a WordPress-based website, but it's a WordPress blog. So it's the free version of WordPress, okay? If you don't know what WordPress is a platform that designs websites, okay? It's a platform that Google absolutely loves. So there are lots that you can do behind the scenes with WordPress. And it's a really great platform to have your website. So there are many things that you can use. You'll hear all the time about these free website designers or the free website designers where you can upgrade, and they're, in their own right, they're fantastic because they give you the ability to design your own. However, the SEO, the search engine optimization on a lot of these websites is not fantastic. And as I say, Google loves WordPress. So if you are going to invest in the future of your business, I would suggest investing in having a professional website created rather than having a free site. If you have a free website, the SEO potential is very slim. So the potential of you growing in your Google rankings will not be anywhere near as good as having a professional based website. So do consider that when you are going forward. And remember, with a website, you're investing in your future of your business, okay? So you do want it to reflect you exactly. You want it to be, a reflection of your niche, a reflection of your brand, and a reflection of who you are in a professional capacity. So this website that we come onto, as you can see, it's a very grey looking website. So the website in total is completely, there's no white space. It's all grey. Already you don't know where you are. You jump onto the site and you have no idea where you are, who you're talking to, what you're looking at, and what type of business it's about. You can see their name, Mr. and Mrs. Smith Celebrants, which is great. And it says you're celebrants for all occasions, but you're actually making the viewer, you're making the task for your viewer finding out more about you hard work. It's difficult. I'm looking all around to find this information. I have no pretty pictures to look at. I'm just looking at information on a page. So we've got welcome to our news. So what does that mean? How is that introducing your services? As I scroll down,
I've got 17 celebrant services. So I've got another logo. So this isn't Mr. and Mrs. Smith Celebrants. Who is this? This is another part of their business, but you're never going to know that unless they've described what it's all about. On the right-hand side, you're starting to get adverts, and you've got some more adverts down here. All about a drone, which is just not relevant. And also it's adverts. And this sometimes happens with free websites. So do be careful if you are having a free website to not have adverts visible. It's not something you're going to have on a professional website. You don't want to be selling something additional to the people that are coming to your website to find out more information and buying your product, your services. As you scroll down, you do find a picture of them, and a beautiful picture. They are a gorgeous couple. However, the picture is pixelated. Unfortunately, it is not showing them off in the best light. So this picture also needs to be perfectly sharp. So any images you're putting on your website, ensure that they are sharp images. Do not upload massive images to your website. Make sure you're uploading images that are under 1 megabyte. Okay, so usually around 100 kilobytes, 100 kbs. So ensure that you've got them like that on your website. 1, for clarity, so that you can actually see them, and also 2, for site speed. If you are putting a ton of images on your website that are huge, that are 1, 2, 3 megabytes, your website will be very slow. And one of the key things for search engine optimization is to ensure that you have a fast website. You want your website to load in like 5 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds. If people are waiting for 10 seconds for your first image to load, they're bored and they've gone. You've lost them. If I keep going down, you can learn more about them on the Celebrant directory, but there's no link to the Celebrant directory. So again, you're making the potential client search for this information. You're making it more difficult for them. They may want to go check you out. So they may want to just click this logo, and at the moment they can't. They have to scroll down to do it, to 2 links that are already in gray. Make sure any links you have on your website are either embedded within a paragraph. So for example, they could put a link here into so that people can click through onto their Celebrant directory listing, or just make sure they're a different color so they're more visible and they stand out. Also, ideally, you don't want to be directing people away from your website. You want people to be interested enough to stay on your website. So do bear that in mind. If you are taking people away from your website, make sure wherever you're taking them also has either 1, your contact details, or 2, lots of information about how wonderful and amazing you are. As you scroll down, they've got this incredible video. They had this amazing video created. Look at the color. The color is teal. The color teal works so beautifully with the gray, but right now it's not doing them any justice because there's no white space. There's nothing to show them off. There's nothing to even explain what the video is about. This video, yes, is about their funeral services. You can see that above, but really you need some more fluffy content around it to get people interested enough to actually view the video. And then we talk about their additional service, their magical moment ceremony, which is one of their signature ceremonies. Again, I wouldn't sit there and read this. It's a paragraph of information with lots of dots and dots, but it's not easy on the eye. You've also got these dates over here on the left-hand side, which is because this is a WordPress-based blog. It's not built for to be a service-led website. Then they've got more logos, they've got Why Choose Us, they've got Discovery, they've got another picture, which is a gorgeous picture, less pixelated. Yes, has all of this black space as it's been uploaded from a phone. And then a welcome, and then no contact information. There's no contact form. It says they've created a free site using WordPress. There are the social media logos, but they're hidden and we can't really see them. We're not making it easy for our potential clients to find us. Again, it's very, very important for you now. You've invested in, your future. You're investing in your course. You're taking steps forward in your business. Do think about creating a really beautiful professional website. Okay, do not create a free website. It's not going to do your business any good. Mr. and Mrs. Smith celebrants worked with me to create a new website for them. So I'm going to show you the difference. Soon as you head onto their new website, what do you see? Automatically, you see a very nice, clear logo that says exactly who they are. Mr. and Mrs. Smith celebrants. Says it as it is on the tin. You know, already you know who they are. You know they're celebrants for all occasions. So you're already knowledgeable. The fact that they do offer celebrant services, not just for weddings, but also for funerals and other, occasions that they work on. You've got call to action buttons straight away, so you can go straight over to find out more information about them, or you can go straight into the services that you want them to go and see. Ultimately, you want them off your homepage. You want them into one of your targeted pages that's just about weddings, for example, if they're going over to find out more information about weddings, or just for the funeral page if you want them to find more information about the funeral page. Your homepage needs to be beautiful. It needs to be simple, but also it's not the place that we want to keep them on. We want to take them over to our services page that are actually directed to the people that want to read that information. We could put a ton of information on our homepage about funerals, but we could also be a wedding celebrant. So if we flood one page with lots of different types of services, then we are not giving an easy representation of all the services that we offer. So just bear that in mind. Your homepage, yes, needs to be beautiful, but it needs to be very simple and direct people over to the right pages so they can read the information that's relevant to them. As we scroll down on their website, you find out exactly who Mr. and Mrs. Celebrants are straight away and where they deliver their services. You find out about the ceremonies that they offer with see more boxes so you can find more information. You then find out about their signature ceremony, which is their magical moment ceremony. You then find some nice, clear and easy to read testimonials, and you will notice the colours. We've used the grey and the teal. That's the colours that they really like, and that's the brand colours they've decided to use. With that, we've got lots of nice white space as well, so those testimonials pop. We've then got celebrants with class, and we've got who are Mr. and Mrs. Smith celebrants, which is a bit more in detail. We've also got a beautifully sharp image there over on the right-hand side. Then we've got your contact information, and we've got that wonderful video again. Scroll back to the beginning of that video. We've got that wonderful video again of Mr. and Mrs. Smith celebrants. So
we realise every death is different, just as every family is unique.
So you can see that they've got a beautiful video on there. It's professionally shot and it's very clear. Also, it's right next to the contact details, the contact information, so if you need that last final push to find out more information about these celebrants, you can watch a little snippet of how they actually sound and how they look, that's so important to the decision of that their potential clients have for their celebrant. They can fill this out straight away without having to go to any other page. You'll also find more of their contact details down here, along with their Facebook and their Instagram links. You'll also find the header banner follows. So you've got all of these other options that you can choose from when you reach the bottom of their site. You've got their official celebrant directory logo, which goes straight to their directory page. And you've also got the Fellowship of Professional Celebrants, which is the membership that they're part of, which people can go and find out more. So that's how their website now looks. Let's pop back to the old one. Doesn't tell us anything about them. It doesn't show them off in the best light, and there is no way people would be attracted to contact them through this page. But when you jump on this page, the image is powerful, the image is sharp, the colors are on point, the branding is consistent, and you know exactly what they do as soon as you reach the website. Another thing to look at as well is your URL, your web domain. Make sure this is relevant to the business that you're doing as well, okay? So Mr. and Mrs. Smith Celebrant says it as it is on the tin. If you pop back to this one, you can see that it's still a .wordpress.com. You know the platform that they're using, and you know that it's a free website. A couple of other examples. This is TaylorMade Ceremonies. This is my own website. So this has an image of me officiating a ceremony. It's got some smiley faces in the image. It's got love, laugh, and dream there along with my logo. You scroll down a little bit and it tells you a little bit about your ceremony, right? Your ceremony TaylorMade. This is directing the content to you. So it's about, we're here to create your dream ceremony, okay? That's what we're here for. Whether it's a wedding ceremony, a naming ceremony, or renewal of vows, with our experience, we will help you cherish those special moments, okay? So it's all about them and how we can help them. It then goes into who I am, and it goes into Jen, and it goes into Terry, okay? So my husband works with me as well. It tells us a little bit of information about us, and it gives a nice shape to our image. It then goes into the ceremonies that we offer, and you'll see the color change, okay? So it's nice, bright and simple website. It doesn't have too much information, and it's nice and clear. We scroll down, we go to wedding ceremonies, and you'll notice that my branding is purple and gold, so a deep purple and gold. So it's all consistent. And then you can find out about naming ceremonies and renewal of vows. Then we get to some testimonials. We get to some of the places I've been featured in. And we get to a nice banner, an Instagram banner. So they can pop over to Instagram and find out more information. On our final footer, we also have our latest posts to our blog. And we have our get in touch information as well. They can also find the social media icons right there. We could then go into another area. So don't just look, when you're looking for ideas for your website, feel free to look outside of the celebrant business. You don't have to just focus on the celebrant business as a whole. This is another website I put together, which is Event HR by Sonia Marie. Sonia Marie is a wedding planner. She has been doing wedding planning based under the name of Sonia Marie Loves. And she also on the side does HR. So she wanted to combine her businesses into Event HR, dedicated HR support for the wedding and event industry. So as you can see, you jump straight on this site, you are automatically directed to the beauty of her brand. Okay, so you know the colors of her brand. She's got soft pastels, this soft pink, and this soft blue that she uses. The logo that we created is very unique. It's very easy on the eye, but it also has her brand colors. And straight away you can see a beautiful image of herself, nice and clear, with a little bit of interest with the trees in the background there, with the plants in the background there. So it's a beautifully presented, nice, easy, simple site. Get in touch is her call to action, which is straight at the bottom. That's what she wants. She wants people to get in touch straight away. And she's already told people exactly what she does. She's a dedicated HR support for the wedding and event industry. She's told you who she is. You may not need to even scroll down, okay? Because you may just want to get in touch because she knows, you know that the site's already professionally done, and you know her image is beautiful, you know what she does. When you do scroll down, you can find out more information about Sonia Marie. It does give you a nice image, and it tells you, ooh, she's gone. It tells you all about her experience. If you continue to scroll down, you can also then see the kind of support that you may need, and it gives you these boxes for you to click through and find out more information on the support. So you may want, EHR advice line, you may want to do online training. You can find out more information, and just notice a little bit of color that pulls the brand together on the edge of these boxes and the beautiful pictures that she's using. And then at the bottom, she's got another call to action to book a free call. She's got her Instagram feed here, and she's got more contact information and how to follow her right here. She also has a join our mailing list. So you can join her mailing list here. Mailing lists are fantastic if you want to start collecting email addresses and start building up an email list of people to contact. She also has her privacy policy and her terms and conditions on her site. So this is another example of a very well branded site, a very consistent site, and something that's beautifully presented. You know exactly what she does on the tin right at the top. Another example of something that's slightly different is Hello Boss Community. This is slightly out of our, well, this is out of our industry, but it's a really great example of how you can create really different looking sites that are very, very powerful. Okay. And this is where font comes in. So automatically, you know that this is the Hello Boss Community through her website. So again, a nice simple logo. You've got her menu bar over here that pops out, which is great. It's clear. You're not cluttering up your top bar here with lots of services and ceremonies and blog and contact us. You're then having it just at the side. So, you know, people know where the menu is now. As you scroll down, her brand colors are very soft colors, but also what are you reading straight away? You're reading straight away where business and friendship meet. So you're already thinking, oh, this is a nice community. This is a place where I might want to be to feel good about my business. So you keep scrolling down. You can find this, let's skip the small talk. You know, you're reading these big, big banners. You're seeing happy, smiling people. You're also continuing to read the big information because she split it up so well between script font and also between colors. Okay. And you've got these call to actions as you go down. It's more information about Ashley. And then there's more pictures and there's this great big font. So you're following it through as a consumer, as a potential client. You know where to go and you know that she's telling you. And doesn't it not make you feel like she's talking directly to you? Yeah. So this is a really nice example, again, of brand consistency, of the way to use fonts to put across what you're trying to communicate. Another site I want to draw your attention to is Design by Dima. So do you know what Design by Dima is? Do you know who she is? Do you know if it's a person? Do you know what she offers? Absolutely not, right? Take a few guesses. Is this a restaurant? Is this a wedding venue? You know, you've even got a bottle of milk here and you've got an open, you know, bottle of Coke right there. You know, you've got all this alcohol behind you. What are these guys up to? What is it all about? If you come down to here, you can find out, but I bet you any money you're squinting right now and you're trying to find this information. It says showing you that you matter as a person and not an event. You're getting married specialists in planning, designing, and florals. The event and wedding planner in London and beyond. Okay, you have to really look to find that information. The font is quite old now. It's not a very modern font and you don't know anything about it, but I betcha that they've got a very high bounce rate. And when I say bounce rate, I mean the rate of how long people are actually viewing your site. If you were to come to this site and you're looking for a wedding planner, already, I don't know what you do, whereabouts you live, what your face looks like, whether I trust you, you know, I bet you this has got quite a high bounce rate. If I scroll down, already I'm reading this quite difficult to read script font. So do be careful with your script fonts. It is a very modern thing to do now, having script fonts, but make sure you're choosing ones where people can read. If I scroll down, there is a video. Now, I love videos. Videos on websites are fantastic, and I would really recommend you putting videos on your website if you can get some nice professional videos done of yourself. But be careful with the videos. Right now, again, I don't know what Design by Dima does. At the moment, are they doing wine tasting? You know, is it about wedding dresses? Is it about beauty? Is it about makeup? You know, is it about photography? I don't actually know right now, and I'm still not 100% sure what she does. So do be careful if you're using video content to ensure that it actually says something about you. She has testimonials on her site, but they are very clouded by a heavy image behind. You're not going to really read that testimonial, and it's a very, very short testimonial. I mean, even check out the grammar. There's a capital W there. Be careful with your grammar. Ensure that your grammar and your spelling and your fonts are clear and are on point and are reading really well. If I keep going down, You'll find her on Instagram, which is great. I always love having Instagram. And, you can find her telephone number, email address, and her contact button, along with her social media icons. But do note that you must have, I love beautiful big images like that. That's fantastic. But make sure those images work well with the font that you're using and the content you're using. This would have been really good with a big slider that came in here that said wedding planners based in London or something like that. So you know exactly that you are in the right place. Okay. If you've just clicked through from Google, you might be a little bit confused. You might question yourself. Do not have anyone that comes to your website question what you do. Make it very, very clear. I'm going to show you this next site, which is Amethyst Weddings. Again, you may now, after listening to all of this, notice the mistakes that have taken place on this website. The logo is fine. The logo says what she does. This little line here, your wedding is my passion. I'm sure you're all squinting at that one as well. That's a great tagline if you want to use that as a tagline, but make sure you can see it and you can read it. Okay, it's very difficult to read that one. Here you've got your home bar, which is great, but look at this. Here's all the other menu options. I can't see those menu options right now, so I'm only looking at the homepage. So if you're having that, then you need to ensure that you've got everything on your homepage, okay? But obviously don't have that. Make sure all of your menu bar is visible. Even if I click onto that, now these aren't very visible either. So make sure your menus are nice, clear, easy, and simple. Do not have too many menu items. Keep them simple, keep them set at ceremonies and then a drop down, for example, and put them all in rather than having a full bar with every single ceremony on it. It's a lot better for presentation and it's a lot easier on the eye. And then when I scroll down, I've got a big welcome. Do I want to be welcome to the site? I don't think you need to be welcome to a website. I think you're losing out on key marketing space right now. If that said, your dream ceremony or your dream wedding is here, or read more about your dream wedding, let me create your dream wedding, that kind of thing, there you're a lot more interested than a welcome. I don't need to be welcomed. It's not a book. Okay. As I scroll down, I see two images. They mean nothing to me. They're not a picture of who's leading it, whose business it is. They're just stock pictures. Again, that mean nothing. The background is quite busy. I would definitely have a white background there. You again are distracted. Your eye is constantly distracted rather than reading the text. Now this section is all left justified. Okay. I don't know why you would want everything over on the left. Again, you're losing all the space over here and it looks messy. Amethyst Weddings do vegan weddings. This is a niche area, okay? This is a niche area. This would be a fantastic place for them to focus their business on doing vegan weddings. There is a big vegan market out there now. So this is an area that maybe she should think about monopolizing. Again, here, contact. So contact information needs to be very, very clear and not complicated. So right now it's contact me with a line underneath, and then you've got lots and lots of text underneath. To arrange an informal chat, cake optional, and let's discuss how you could soon be making a start on your stress-free planning journey. Very, very long sentence. I look forward to hearing from you. That's a very long sentence. This is a bar that's been has a background that's white because of that heavy background image throughout the whole of the website. So be careful with that. She would have been much better off just having a contact me button there and having this information maybe below it. Make it very, very easy for people to contact you. She's got some testimonials, and I definitely would recommend having some testimonials on your website. I don't like how these testimonials are set out. They're not easy to read. You probably would skip by this. It would be fantastic to have bigger images. If you can get images alongside your testimonials, all the better. Create that real social proof that these people do actually exist, and visual is very, very good for that. If you can, at your wedding, get a selfie with your couple, or make sure you take a picture of your couple, or ask somebody to take a picture of you with your couple just on your phone, and you can use those images on your website. If you are trying to get funeral testimonials, if you have funeral testimonials, then do put the funeral testimonial on your website. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to come with a picture, but ensure that anything that you get, you put on your website. And put everywhere. Testimonials are key for social proof. You can get down to the bottom here and you can find the social media. This one's proudly powered by WordPress again, but it is edited by Tiny Tech. But again, this website has a very cluttered background, a very cluttered site. It's not working well at all. So ensure that everything you have on your website is working. Ensure all the grammar is perfect. Every image isn't pixelated, and that it really tells your story from the beginning. Who are you? Who are you focusing on? Who's your brand market? Who's your brand identity? What's your brand identity? Who's your target market? Who is that brand hero? Are you talking to that brand hero through your website? What content do you have on your website that is really pulling people in? Ensure that there are pictures of you all over your website, okay? Make that connection. Let them know who they're speaking to, what you look like, what ceremonies you've done. They're going to make that initial connection much more than words. Words are important, of course, but do not clutter up your page with too many words. People don't read them. Put yourself in your own client's shoes, okay? So think back to your brand hero and read through your brand hero, look at your brand hero's picture and sit there and think, would this person read my website? Would it appeal to them? Is it, a consistent website with content and with colors? Do I have the right amount of information on there to, get them intrigued, get them considering me as a business? Am I directing them straight to my contact page? Are they finding my contact page in a simple way? Are they reading enough content so that they're not bouncing straight off my website going to somebody else's? Am I drawing them in visually? Think about all of these things, all of these type of questions when you look over your website now. I want to show you an example of a really nice website. This is Josh's website. Josh is a celebrant in Australia. Straight away, as you go on his website, you can see his brand. He just uses this gray, black, and white. You can already see a picture of him straight off, a picture of him smiling, and the couple are also smiling. He's using black and white again as his brand identity. If you scroll down, he introduces himself. He gives 4 options of the things that he does, what's different about him. And then you've got another beautiful image. I mean, that's an incredible image. Not all of us are going to be able to get such incredible images, but this really does show off what he does and kind of the lengths that he's gone to. It also is a beautifully taken picture where it blends, okay? So it's not black and white, no, but it's also not really bright. It has quite a vintage style to it. And notice how his menu bar stays with you as you scroll down. So you may see this image, you may not want to look at the rest of the homepage. You may think, right, I'm off. I'm going to go look at the contact page, or I'm going to go look at the blog. I'm going to go find out more about him. He has other offerings, and then he's got his testimonials. Again, he's got testimonials with the images. He's got videos of him talking. He's got more testimonials, more beautiful images, really, really stunning images of stunning couples as well, more testimonials, and then a little bit more about him as you scroll down. So most of his information is on the homepage, so you're not going to find a huge amount more information on here. He's drawing you in through images, very strong images, and you'll notice that he doesn't have a huge amount of content on his website because he doesn't need to. He's a celebrant. He's told people he's a celebrant. just by the visual image right at the beginning. Okay, so if we scroll back to the beginning, Mr. and Mrs. Smith Celebrants, you can see the difference. Okay, you can see that this is a grey website, that they've gone into having a visual website that immediately pulls you in because you know exactly what they do. And you've got websites from just outside of our industry that have a very good brand, a very strong brand and consistent brand. We've got an example of a website that uses different types of fonts and different sizes of fonts to draw you in. And you've got some examples here of websites that just are not performing for the wedding planner or whoever is the owner of this website, not performing well enough, and this website being far too crowded. So these are all examples of websites, and hopefully there's lots of top tips there on what you can do. If you've got a current website and it's based on a free platform, do upgrade that now. If you've got a current site and you just feel like after this you need to make tweaks, then make those tweaks. Again, if you don't have a website right now, don't let this hold you back. Still use the other platforms that are available to you, like Facebook, for example, or a directory site, and you can then give those resources to people that are asking for them. Okay, use the other things available. Make sure you listen to the SEO section as well, search engine optimization, because that is also extremely important. What you do to the back end of your website will make your website work. If you are not blogging on your website, then you are not putting fresh content on that website, and Google loves fresh content. So go ahead and listen to the SEO section, SEO module of this course, to ensure that you're doing everything you can to get your website visible. So keep your website simple, keep it consistent and on brand. Don't distract people with strong backgrounds or strong colors. Keep it with lots of nice white space, and you won't go too wrong. That's my video on web design. Please share your websites over in the group. I'd love to see what websites you have currently, or what you're working on right now and where you're at with them. So come on over and share your websites in the group so we can all have a look and all comment. Again, it's an amazing community over in the group, so we all want to support each other. And it's very good to have feedback from people in the industry as well. So get feedback from people in the industry, and also get feedback from your friends and family, or even your past clients. If you're putting a new website together, email it to one of your past clients and just ask them, would this appeal to you? Would this still appeal in the same way that my other site appealed to you?